back to Shenandoah Sidelines, and we're coming to you outside the Stonewall Jackson locker room, and had the player of the game here for the Stonewall Jackson Generals, Colton Coots. Colton, congratulations on your win tonight.
Thank you very much.
You guys come out quick. Central scored early in the game and came right back and answered on your 29-yard touchdown run there, and of course the tide kind of turned in your all's direction. You went up 21-6 at halftime, and of course Central got back into it, tied it up 21-21. What did Coach Kroll say to you all at halftime?
Coach Kroll, we were up pretty good at halftime, and we had all the momentum in our favor, and we had to come out and we had to score in the beginning, and we did not. We allowed them to get back in the game, and we really just let it slip. They pretty much dominated the entire second half, and then we could win in overtime, and we had time to collect ourselves, and I thought we played well.
Well, of course, like you said, kind of let Central back in the game there. Of course, you have to give your hats off to the Falcons.
Yes.
They did come back there and tied up 21-21. I don't know officially how many yards you had, but I do know that you had 2 touchdowns tonight.
Yes, sir.
You also had an interception there on defense, and you played well on both sides of the ball. Basically, everybody knows that the game plan for Stonewall Jackson is run the football.
Exactly.
What was the thing that you all really wanted to accomplish tonight?
We wanted to come out, and there's a lot of people that don't think we can do it because we lost so much last year, and we lost our line. Our line is they're all small kids, with the exception of Lonnie and Grady. We have about 3 or 4 wrestlers on there, and they, like I said, the wrestlers, they made All-State last year, and they played very well. And the play I scored the 29-yard touchdown run on, Lonnie Phillips had that hole open every time we ran that.
Well, Colton, I want to congratulate you again. It's a good way to start your season, first
Yes,
game of the year. Of course, Coach Kroll, when I talked to him at the beginning of the year, he was a little pessimistic there, saying that we'll go 5-5. That would be a good season for us. But anytime you start off and you beat your county rival, of course Central being in the AA ranks, that's a big win for you all.
That is definitely. It's fun to be out there. I love it, and winning the first game of the year is definitely a good boost for us.
Well, thanks for being here. Congratulations again, and good luck for the rest of the season.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
Welcome back to Shenandoah Sidelines, and we're outside the Stonewall locker room here, and the winning coach, Coach Dick Kroll, and Coach, good win for you.
Ooh, it was a good win. It wasn't pretty at the end, but we finally pulled it out. It was, again, an overtime, and it was a lot different than last year's overtime. Balls went up in the air a lot, and it's scary. It was scary.
Well, you know, you got the 21-6 lead going into half, and I don't know what happened there, but it seemed like you kind of got a little bit complacent with your offense. Of course, they got back into it. You have to give them a little bit of credit there.
Right.
Sherfy, his first time under center, did a pretty good job orchestrating 2 drives and 2 scores there. And of course, they came back and tied the game up. Went into overtime. He took the ball, and of course, when we were talking during the game, Coach Wilkins and I've watched you for quite a few years now. We thought you were going to throw the ball down there on 4th and 5, and when you ran the ball, I looked over at Coach and I said, "Doesn't surprise me a bit."
No, you know, you got to go back to what you do, and you know, some people asked about the 2-point conversion rather than going for 1, and we have a kicker now. We really do have a kicker. He's a good kid, but by putting 2 on the board, we put the pressure on them to have to score 2 if they scored. So that was sort of a no-brainer. It was going to happen, but. You know, the biggest thing is I think we got confident, too cocky, plain and simple cocky, at halftime, and we were tired. Part of the problem, and you're right, Sherfy did a heck of a job, but Sherfy was able to run around back there at will because our kids were tired. They weren't able to go after him. That will change. That will change.
A little extra conditioning this week?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Labor Day will be Labor Day.
Oh, so there's going to be a little sweat up here when it comes to Monday then.
I would say.
Coach, I know anytime you play Central and Strasburg, and of course that's the big county rivalries, and of course you're playing for that mythical championship here in the county.
And I believe in that, and I've told you that for years. I think the county should make it a little more important than they do. I think when you got 3 high schools in the county, and there's as good a rivalry as we have, there ought to be something done for it. I don't care if it's just a little bit of a plaque or if it's something, but something ought to be done. And if If we win it this year and Central wins it the next year, we should have to go up and give them the plaque. I mean, make it something important. It is important. It should be made important.
Well, I'm sure that's something that you can talk to the powers to be, and maybe that's something you can, kind of get evolved here over the next few years.
It would be nice, but they don't listen to me too often.
Especially before you retire now.
That's right.
Well, listen, Coach, big win for you tonight. I know that there's, as always, in that first game, you're going to sit down and there's things you got to work on. But anytime you get that first win, especially against your county rival, that's a big thing for you.
Very good and very big.
Okay. Well, listen, got Clark County next week?
Yeah.
Got another big game?
Yeah. Luckily, Rhodes graduated. He was a tremendous athlete. I mean, he did a great job for him. But we're going to see a lot of what we saw against Central tonight, basically the same offense, same defense. So at least we got a little work on the defense for them, so we'll see.
Well, listen, thanks for stopping by, and congratulations, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Welcome back to the Shenandoah Sidelines, and I'm with my cohort here tonight, Roger Wilkins. And Coach, I tell you what, we saw an exciting football game. We knew it was going to be exciting when we got here. Of course, both teams, Stonewall Jackson graduating 11 seniors last year, young football team, small football team. Of course, Central graduated pretty much their entire line last year, and they got a lot of freshmen playing for them this year. And it came down. It was really a good game tonight.
Sure was. You knew when Central and Stonewall get together, anything can happen. And when Central scored first and then Stonewall came right back, looked like it was going to go back and forth. But then Stonewall put a couple drives together, and Central started turning the ball over, making some mistakes, and looked like Stonewall was going to run away with it. But then, fortunate for Central, they got back into the game. They had a chance to win, and that's all you can ask for.
Well, I know this is a big heartbreaker for Coach Yo and his team, especially after they fought so hard and got back into the football game, down 21-6. Came back there in the fourth quarter and tied the game up 21-21, went into the overtime, and pretty much kind of a replica of what happened last year.
Sure was. It was overtime last year, overtime here at Stonewall. But I think both teams can take something from this. Stonewall, they won the game. They know how to win. They can take that advantage to Clark. And then, of course, Central hopefully learn, never give up. And, they can fight all the way back. And maybe next week with Strasburg they can get a win.
Of course, it was a good game, folks. Again, Stonewall Jackson went into overtime. They scored first, went for two, went up 29-21. Of course, Central came back and scored, and of course they had to go for two. Big play there by Derek Turner at the end of the game to knock the ball away from J.J. Armentrout, and the Generals are going to go away. 29-27, winner, opening game of the year, and Falcons, of course, I'm sure they'll have to go home and regroup, and got the big game next week in Woodstock with the Strasburg Rams, and until next week, that's going to bring an end to the Shenandoah Sidelines tonight. Until next week, you have a good week, but more importantly, you have a safe week.